It's not even a community. It's a group of people that pull supplies just to prevent everyone from killing each other down here. I thought if I found others, maybe we could establish a community and work together to help each other. But it's useless. Everyone's just in it for themselves.
So, you're admitting this whole captain of the floor patrol persona is complete bullshit?
No, it isn't bullshit. But I don't actually represent a community. Finding other survivors is what I want to do, so I set out by myself to do that.
Good to see you're finally standing up for yourself.
Well, you're the only one I've found, though, so I can't really tell people I'm doing this on my own without success, because it sounds lame and weird.
No, it actually doesn't. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that you have no fucking clue what happens during the sweep.
It's just a festival, isn't it?
On anywhere but the floor, sure. Let me give you a quick rundown. In about 8 days, a large group of predators is going to migrate across the forest floor. These predators measure 2 people tall and are covered head to toe in a thick shell that sprouts out in spikes, mostly around their head and back. They're incredibly strong and surprisingly fast. They breathe smoke and sweat steam. They're also thorough. From the way I've seen them sift through the branches and check under rocks and trees, I can tell they're not machines. They are fucking sentient. They are intelligent. And their primary motive is to kill every living thing they find. Because of this mindless fixation, I call them drones. I'm guessing this is why the Imperial Guards patrol entries to and from the floor and why people don't live down here. Do you believe me so far?
You're the one who's been here for years. I think it would be very unwise not to believe you.
Thank you! And congratulations, you're the first person I've met down here with a fucking shard of common sense. I tried warning people about this the first few years I lived here. How there were precautions they had to take if they wanted to survive. Of course, without any solid proof, they wrote me off as stupid or mentally unstable. Eventually, I just decided to say, fuck it. I steer clear of other outcasts from then on. I let them be blissful in their ignorance. There's only so many people you can watch die before you disregard everyone as walking corpses.
How have you survived?
Stroke of luck the first time. I was sent down here, along with everyone else kept in the Empress's quarters. Those who were physically capable split into groups to get a feel for the area. One day, we made it all the way to the northern border. Even lived in the abandoned military watchtower for a little while. The other few members of my team caught sight of some weird animals in the mountains and booked it the fuck out. Except for me. I never saw creatures like the ones in the mountains before. They were massive. Bigger than anything I'd ever seen. They were far away. I figured it would be safe to observe them from that distance. I found them interesting, I guess. It was my decision to stay that saved my ass. I heard thundering footsteps from the floor. And screaming. From voices I recognized. I hightailed it from the watchtower straight into the mountains, hoping I wouldn't be hunted by the giant animals I saw in the snow. I saw some of the drones passing by from where I was. For a few moments, I could see the shapes of their shells. Smoke hissing from their mouths, curling off their bodies, tearing down the watchtower to rubble with their bare claws. Searching for something. Searching for me? I hid in the mountains until I nearly fucking froze to death. And after I crossed back into the strata, broken branches, ripped roots, overturned stones, blood around every corner nearby. I never saw anyone from my group again. I dug out the supplies I could from the destroyed watchtower. They left. I don't know what the drones do with the bodies. And I don't think I want to.
Oh, shit! Why does everything have to be so incredibly fucked up? I thought I could make things easier. I thought I could make the best of it. that it wasn't so bad, maybe. Living on the floor. I can't die down here. What would my dad say?
If you left now, you might be able to reach the northern border and cross into the mountains before the sweep hits. But there's another way.
Like what?
I was in there digging out a part that was collapsed in on itself. I got the idea from a spider I ran into once. You crawl into the hole, wedge the patch of dirt back over the hole, and squeeze your way to the very bottom, feet first. It's a good 10 feet or so down. It's claustrophobic as fuck, but from my experience, drones have shitty eyesight and subpar scent tracking, which means they rely mostly on hearing. If you get in there, and you're quiet, they won't find you. The sweep lasts about 12 to 14 hours. Considering how large the floor is, the fact they search the entire place that quickly means drones pass through in a flock, migrating across the expanse. Taking into the account the extra time you want to stay down there just to be sure they've all left, that's a good 20 hours standing up at the bottom of a hole in the ground. Main problem? You need to use your wings to help you climb back up again. Meaning if you get in there, you can't get out unless I help you. We have a few more days. I can dig one for you in the meantime. The important question is whether or not you trust me enough to come back for you.
Sorry for breaking down. That was embarrassing.
Don't be. It's a lot to take in all at once.
I think it's worth saying that, yeah, I do trust you. You're straightforward, and you don't sugarcoat things. Being direct, not messing around, these are all qualities of someone worth trusting. I don't know why you're trusting me, of all people, with this, but I appreciate you giving me this chance.
Just paying it forward, I guess. If I can save at least one person. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Time passes. The morning of the sweep is less than 12 hours away.
The lack of feathers is also affecting your sensitivity to wind pressure. You need that for normal flight.
So basically I can only get better once shit grows back in.
Basically. We'll come back to it after the sweep. Speaking of which, there's something I need to tell you.
What's that?
I'm still spending the holiday at Vriska's tomorrow.
Why wouldn't you be? You made a commitment to be hosted for the sweep, didn't you? You'd be an idiot to decide otherwise.
Yeah, but I thought you didn't like Vriska.
I don't, but who the hell am I to dictate who you can and can't be friends with? You just met me, for fuck's sake. My opinion of her is immaterial as long as she's treating you well. Just be careful.
Thanks. I still feel crummy for leaving you here on your own, though, so I wanted to give you something.
Are they muffins?
Do you want them to be?
No. Maybe.
I was planning to bring down more food, sure. But that's not the main thing. The main thing is a surprise.